Ooh, we're live. Okay.
Yay.
I'm going to maximize the screen here. I got the chat up. And I'm going to go ahead and go over here to LinkedIn and refresh. There we go. Okay, so we are live. And first of all, Jennifer, thank you for joining me and doing this. So excited for
Very excited.
talking about the Cornerstone group going public. And one of the things that you and I have discussed, actually a couple seconds ago, was talking about kind of the journey, before I even do an introduction, about why we're doing Cornerstone and making it go public, but kind of the journey up into this point. I can remember some of the conversations that we had where we were talking about and brainstorming ideas. And I can remember you saying, hey, look, want to provide a community, want to build a community where people can network and where people can find a place that they call home, surrounded by other like individuals of the same mindset that want to kind of push the envelope, that really want to sit there and cultivate what they currently have on or currently have going on and continue to grow. And that is essentially how this started.
Exactly. Yeah. The growth portion of this, support growth at home, growth at work, growth in all of your relationships, growth spiritually. I think it's all really important. Just upwards aim in general together.
Yeah, for sure. And we went through, so for those of you tuning in, we put Cornerstone together, and we started with a 30-day challenge, and we invited a bunch of individuals to participate in this 30-day challenge. And it was packed full of just raw goodness. I mean, it was so good. The conversations, the networking, and the inspiration and motivation that we got from each other. I can't begin to tell you, like, that was probably one of the most fun times I've had this year because of the inspiration, motivation, and things that I learned from the individuals that joined.
Exactly. Everybody shared so much about themselves that they didn't have to. And that encouraged other people to start sharing. And I know that you feel the same way. Like, I feel like I grew a ton myself during that 30 days too, with the daily challenges that we actually participated in as well. And just getting to know everybody on a really intimate level. No judgment, all support, where's the next level?
Yeah. And right there, no judgment and ultimate support, right? And taking things to the next level. Those conversations that we had, there was passion there, right? There was integrity. There was question like, well, hold on. How do I possibly get past this obstacle that I'm dealing with right now in this moment? I can remember you're talking pages upon pages of conversations trying to navigate a certain issue. And not only that, but the group synergy when we started doing those group projects and how they had to, that social crisis or whatever, that was absolutely amazing. So we kind of wanted to go, as people were hopping in and joining in. And by the way, thank you so much for the people tuning in and listening to this and watching Cornerstone go public. As we start going through this, wanted to make an introduction as to what exactly the purpose and vision and goals of the Cornerstone community is. Jennifer, do you want to take lead on that?
Well, I will start by saying that I think the foundation to all of this is to build better together. We build better together. I mean, going back to the oldest times around, we build better together. We can do a lot by ourselves, sure. We're all individual, strong people, but we always do better together. And I think that's the foundation of what we're building and what we want to create.
Oh, for sure. And we found, you know what, like we found that out, the whole build better together, right? We found that out right out the gate. When we were going through the creative process with Cornerstone, but then more importantly, when we started having people join in and drop in to Cornerstone, I mean, that build better together, it took off. The ideas that happened, their creative intellect was insane. It was so good, right? So folks, as you're tuning in, that's right there. That's the general purpose for Cornerstone, creating a place where individuals can join, warriors, right? All walks of life can join, find a place, find a home, and find that comfort in knowing that to the left and to the right of them are individuals that are saying, hey, I have you. We're going to build this thing together. I'm right. I'm in step with what you're doing. And the purpose is aligned, clear through.
Exactly. We share feedback. We provide insight. We do it. Everybody does this for each other. And it really creates more ideas, more space to grow that we have, you as individuals would never even have thought about. It's just powerful.
It absolutely is. And we were talking, remember, we were talking like, hey, when we did the 30-day challenge, like this is like our favorite, like, oh man, posting in the morning, that was the favorite part of the day, because we knew we were going to be able to hit those buttons with the individuals that were in the group, right? They were going to get something out of it. They were going to feed off of that. And then in turn, as they started dropping comments, as they started dropping ideas, we got fed.
Exactly.
And it just continued to grow, right? So real quick, as I look over, I see some people. Thank you for everybody for joining once again. Like, so super excited about Cornerstone going public. We've got some comments. Thank you very much for the compliments. We've got Ahmad, we've got John, AJ. Like, really appreciate the support, and it's been. It's been overwhelming. The support for this project has been absolutely passionate and overwhelmingly positive.
I like that.
So as we move forward, we talked about the brief overview for the community and its purpose, right? A place for individuals to join and to be among their neighbors, among the people that they resonate with, but more importantly, among the people that support them. And if you're tuning in, this is going to get real and this is going to get raw really quick, the conversation, right? The passion is there, the good mood, the positivity is there, but we have to touch on something that I believe a lot of groups fail to do, and that is getting down deep into the dark, getting down deep into the things that we don't want to talk about that are really, really hard to navigate. And so as we move forward, I have not done this before, and this was kind of it's difficult, and Jennifer, we've talked about it a little bit before, but for those of you that know me, you'll know a little bit about my past, and that's going through when I went through high school, I was very, very small, very, very skinny, bullied a lot. And just one episode actually in high school where I was bullied was pretty severe. I ended up getting shoved into a locker, and the locker, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the high school lockers, are about this big, about that tall. They got the slits in the top, right? Pretty, very small. I got shoved into the locker by a bully named Kevin. He shut the locker door. He happened to like my gym shoes, and so he took them. He didn't wear them. He ended up later on, he ended up wearing them, but he urinated in them. And then he took that piss and he went and he splashed it on those slits that are on the door, and it rained inside, and I was drenched in this guy's piss. So I sat there wanting to dig the deepest of holes. I did not want to get out. I wanted to stay there forever. And along came an individual, and her name was Michelle. Along came an individual who noticed that there was stuff running out of the locker, and she ends up opening up the locker, and she helps me get out, and she takes me to the bathroom, and she helps clean me up. Now I tell that story, and that's not an easy one for me to. It's not an easy one for me to tell, but I tell that story because I really struggled for the longest time. I really struggled with the belief that there was actually hope out there. That was a huge struggle for me, a huge struggle. And I really wanted a place that existed where I could find that. So I tell that story because Cornerstone and the community in Cornerstone is a place for people like me back then to go and feel comfort, support, right? People having an individual walk up to you or come up to you in conversation and say, hey, guess what? I've got you. I'm right here beside you. We're going to get better and we're going to grow this thing and we're going to do this together. Wherever you're at, I'm going to meet your need. Whatever that need is, I will meet it. I will be there for you. Now imagine a group so massive. You got an army of support. To me, I tell that story because to me, that is exactly that's what this group is all about.
It is. We are literally a group of people who will pull you out of a locker. That's what it is. You know, I have a story too. Really short. I've made a lot of mistakes in life choices, as we all have, but I've definitely made a lot of them. And you know what brought me to my rock bottom was I was in a relationship. I moved my family for a guy. Bad mistake, usually. Very quickly, I was physically abused, verbally abused, financially abused. I lost so much. And then my son, who has special needs, was at the brunt of abuse as well. And at that point, I said I had to get out. I grieved because, you know, in an abusive relationship, you grieve over the person, even if you're the one who leaves. But I built myself up, and I built myself up with people and God. I got a really good support system, including my family. Jesus was by my side because I knew that I could never go back to the way things were and put my children at risk again. Now, if I didn't have a support system, I would still be in that hole 100%. 100%. I would be in that hole still. We need people in order to survive.
I couldn't agree more. I'm still I'm processing what you said at the very beginning of the story. We'll pull you out of a locker, right? We'll pull you to your and off of your story. Like, we'll be there for you. You need reinforcements. You need help navigating an intense, right? An intense, a negative relationship. We'll have people there that are ready to help you, that are ready to be there for you with open arms. We've already seen it in the 30-day challenge. This is going on a broader scale. But we tell these raw folks, listen, we tell these raw stories, these real stories, because all too many times we just gloss over that. We're like, hey, yeah, it's a great day. Hey, come be motivated, come be inspired. And that's exactly why you should join this group. That's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it. Sure, we're going to get intense. Yes, you're going to get passionate. Yes, you're going to get inspired. All of those things. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're going to be purpose-driven. You're going to be motivated. We're going to help you find the next steps. And as a group, you will help your neighbor find the next step. You know, like this is really, really powerful.
It absolutely is.
I'm excited.
I can't wait. Like, I'm excited as well. I've been waiting like all week or a couple weeks, a month for to be able to take this public and offer it to everyone, right?
Right.
So there's a couple things that we really definitely want to, and I've got my outline right here, so don't judge me for looking down, folks. Right. So there's a couple things that I wanted to hit on. or we wanted to, excuse me, introducing some of the topics that we are going to be, that there will be forums within the group, right? So there's going to be different forums for different discussions and different topics. A couple of those topics include, not limited to, faith, overcoming obstacles, overcoming imposter syndrome, and then going back to what Jennifer stated, the overall theme of building better together, right? We're going to touch on unification. We're going to touch on dealing with your inner critic and facing those demons. There will be each forum is going to have discussion points, and is going to have discussion leadership. And as individuals join, especially if they're experts in the field, we are going to reach out to you and say, hey, would you be interested in leading this discussion? This isn't the Jennifer and Trevor show. This is your show. This is about you. We're just offering the platform. We're creating that space for you to come in and say, hey, here's my voice. Here's what I want to offer in service. Here's how I can help others. And in turn, we grow, right? And that is exactly what this is about. Anything you want to add to that, Jennifer?
Yeah, I want to add a couple things, just another forum idea. We definitely want other people to lead these forums if they feel called to do so. Another one that I'd like to do is something completely business oriented and then something fitness oriented. I think those are two important key factors to life too. So
absolutely, for sure, hands down. And I'm all about, like, when you said fitness, let's go, right? So real quick before we continue on the conversation, wanted to say hello. We've got Victor, we've got Mark, hello from Rhode Island. Richard, welcome. I'm glad that you could make it. Jonathan, iron sharpens iron, bro.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's some warrior lingo right there. Absolutely love that. AJ, welcome. So excited to see you here. And thank you, my man, for your continued support as always.
Thank you, everybody.
Means a whole lot. Yes. So people ask, like, okay, what else? Like, what else is going to be offered here? So you got forums, right? So a couple other things that we're going to be offering is we've already got some guest speakers that are lined up for certain events. And we are also going to be, we've got the guest speakers. We're also going to be offering a section where I would just say titled, like, maybe tools of the trade. And those are things that have helped myself and Jennifer get started, launch, right? Not going to give you away all our secrets, but we do have some tools that we do want to make sure that we share, right? We want to offer that to these individuals. Sorry, Sabine. Oh my gosh, you're back in the States. That's amazing. Welcome. So glad you had safe travel. Glad that you're here. That's awesome. So as we continue the conversation, Jennifer, when you think of the platform, what do you think? We think of a unified front, right? We think of making sure that we're working on this. We're working on this together. As we go day by day, what are some of the things that I would say one of the main things that you think that you're going to be challenging yourself to do to show up right for Cornerstone?
Well, to be really honest, I am, and I experienced this a little bit in the 30-day challenge. Well, a lot, not just a little bit, but I am a very reserved person. I talk a lot on social media at times, and I make videos, but I'm a very reserved person, and it takes a lot for me to get out of my comfort zone, speaking wise. And so I know that I'm going to learn there because I promise to deliver a video almost every single day, a morning video to get you guys started, and I will usually ask a question or propose a challenge, something to really kickstart your day. And then Trevor usually comes out behind me with some powerful talk a couple hours later. It's amazing. And I think we've both grown a lot from that. Different topics every day. We'll always be on the same page. And then, we can have the other conversations going on the side, the fitness, the business, the faith, overcoming the obstacles, imposter syndrome, all of those things. It's going to be really, really great. And I look forward, I think, the most to getting to know people on a really intimate level. Being there in even, private conversation too. Like, we are here, like Trevor and I are here for you guys, for anything. That's what we are guaranteeing to be. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head, right? There's certain things, right? I can remember going through and dropping those inspirational videos and then going back and rewatching what you had dropped, because right, similar mindset, but we deliver things in a totally different way. And
Yeah.
I've learned so much from your intellect and how you process things and how you deliver things. I can remember going back through those videos and going, oh man, I would never even looked at this situation or this topic or this idea in that way, right? And so that's highly impactful. So Jennifer just touched on something. Those that join the Cornerstone community, that's direct access to Jennifer and myself on the daily, right? On the day through this platform, you've got two badass individuals that will be supporting you through your everyday routine, right? So before we continue, we've got some more people joining in. Summer, so glad that you're here. Summer says, I like the platform idea. You both are bringing others into lead. It's like small group studies. Summer, absolutely. And by the way, I will be reaching out to you for one of those. So glad
and
that
she
you're
says
here.
that she's reserved too. So that's cool. That makes me feel good.
I just saw, yeah, it's at the top. I just saw that. I'm reserve type as well, Jennifer. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, it's funny though, when we look at this, like when you create your videos and how you create them, you wouldn't know that, right? So it's you've got to dial up that energy to be like, okay, I'm on the screen, let's go.
Yeah. It's really interesting. And like, I'm definitely an introvert, so I gained all my energy from being alone. Like, I love to be around people, but I guess, it's the energizing and then the draining. Both are really great things.
Yep.
But it definitely, like, it's been really, really great for me, because I do have a dream of speaking on stages, and that currently is terrifying, but I know I want to do that.
And speaking about that, as the community grows, we're going to challenge people like, hey, what are you good at? What areas are you an expert in? Because we're going to learn from you as well. We're going to be reaching out, right? So public speaking, like, hey, we got a public speaker that joins the community talking to you, want some lessons. How can I grow? Because ultimately, going back to your statement, build better together. That's going to, by the way, that's going on the back of the t-shirt.
Yes, I love it.
So as we navigate this, as we move forward, right, the question is asked, okay, how are you going to fund this? Like, how is this community going to grow? Is this just going to be simply online? Is there going to be any expansion? Absolutely, 100% there is going to be. So the way this is going to work, this is going to be housed, as currently Cornerstone is housed on the Mighty Network. We are going to be charging $19.99 per month to join the Cornerstone community subscription. Excuse me. If you break it down, it's less than $1 a day to join this community. So when we were planning all of this out, we wanted to make sure that what we were offering was affordable for anybody. This is about you. This isn't a money grab. This is to make a platform for you to build for you. So people were like, wait a minute, $19.99, like that's like, how do you make any money? Well, we're hoping and we believe that enough people are going to join. This is going to be pretty massive, because obviously you've got us and yourself joining this huge community, continuing to talk about it, what's going on, and it can, as it grows, we then take the funds that are coming in and we start to build things like in-person networking events, right? That is huge for the Cornerstone community itself, right?
That's a huge goal.
That's a huge goal. Building personalized training for the individuals that join. So if an individual comes forward and says, hey, I'm looking for this type of training and has been with the Cornerstone crew, how can how can the Cornerstone community itself help that individual out financially? These are things that we want to take that money and set it aside for the purpose of growing not only the community, but you personally.
Yes.
So
yes.
You want to join the Cornerstone crew? Just $19.99 a month. It's like a Netflix subscription. Only you're getting coaches. You're getting tools. You're getting links to where we go, right? To get help, to get product, whatever. We are going to be providing that for you. Guest speakers, right? Other coaches that are joining. This thing is going to be absolutely huge. Private forums, right? Specifically designated to help you grow.
Right. And we want to hear, we want this to be a place for you to share your voice as well, and everything that you're about and everything you believe in. This is that as well.
Hands down. And yeah. I appreciate you saying that, Jennifer, right? This is also about your ideas. So as you come into this, hey, yo, I've got an idea. I think we need this for the group. Perfect. This is your group. Let's make it happen. It's not like, no, that wasn't my idea. We can't do it. No. We want your ideas. We want to bring everybody to that table, and let's launch this thing.
Right. Like you said earlier, this is not the Jennifer and Trevor show. This is the us show,
Absolutely. I'm so excited. Okay. So I've got to go read some comments because they're scrolling in here. Okay. So we have, hello from Silicon Valley. John. Yes. I'm the reserve type as well. Jennifer. Jimmy says, well, wow. The badass live loner life will kind of, with Luke, 2 loners finding our way, from Jimmy.
Got it.
Kevin says you will speak on. Oh, I like this. Kevin says you will speak on big stages.
Oh, thank you. That's the sweetest thing. That means a lot, Kevin.
Absolutely will. Kevin says, or Keith says, being part of the OG crew. Yeah, we know OG crew.
Love you, Keith.
Anyone wondering if this is for them, that it is. The community created by Jennifer and Trevor is remarkably supportive and will bring out the best in you. Hey, we absolutely appreciate that, Keith. Absolutely appreciate that. Lisa says, I hope you can both learn as you go and grow as you learn. Absolutely. We are hoping that as well. And Lisa, to that point, we've already, that's happening. That's happening on a daily basis. The people that we met through the 30-day challenge, the people that we continue to meet as we talk about this, even right now, we are continuously, I'm like a sponge, right? Jennifer, I don't know about you, but bring on.
No, I love it. And we still talk. We formed such intimate relationships in the group. For instance, I honestly have been going through something really, really hard ever since 2 days ago, where I'm facing fear, dread. It's going to be fine. But one of the people from the 30-day challenge, Robin, reached out to me today, and she made me feel so much better. That's what I'm talking about. That is really, really special, and that's the whole point of this.
That is absolutely the whole point of this, 100%. And having that network and having that support, having people there for you at a moment's notice, that's huge. That's the difference between a day where it's just oh, this is just tanking, and oh, okay, I feel a little bit of relief. I feel a little bit of stress lifted from my shoulders because I know that I've got a support there. I know I've got people there that care about me.
Yeah.
Andrew, Andrew McDonald, you were talking about doesn't fit my personal budget working in ministry, but definitely want, I lost it, but definitely want, give me one second. I got to scroll back up. But definitely want the two of you to know that there are free substance abuse programs out there for people that suffer. Okay, perfect. Recovery discipleship, starting in LA, serving Texas, Raleigh, heading to Myrtle Beach. That is awesome. We want to be able to, yes, those links to those places where people can access the free help and things like that. So Andrew, And bravo, bro, for what you're doing. Like, grateful for you and the ministry and like just what you're doing out in the world. Like that right there, dude, you're a warrior for sure.
That's really amazing.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, Sam, what's up, sis? Sam's on here. Just got done with carpool duties. Had to jump on to say hello. Hello. So glad that you're here. And then we've got, let's see, Steve Garrison says, you've got this, Jennifer. So encouragement from your.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That means so much.
Jimmy, I appreciate it. Jimmy's like, I can pay for Andrew. See, like.
Oh, see that.
I mean.
Yep.
It's already starting. It is
that's
already starting. That's it. Like, and by the way, Andrew, we totally want you to be part of the program. So we'll talk. But
absolutely,
like that is exactly like that's like right there. That's a perfect segue into talking about one of the biggest topics. Andrew was talking about in the ministry, and one of the things that we're going to be diving into on in the group is faith. It's one of the forums. Jennifer, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? Like, was there any when you were thinking of Cornerstone, was faith involved at all?
To be honest, initially, I think we were trying to speak to a broad audience, and I didn't want to overdo it. But then as I thought more about it, faith is something that's really important to all of us. It doesn't matter what, we're not trying to sell some religion. It all kind of, I think when we break down humanity, we all have the same core values. And whether some of us like to admit it or not, I think we all believe in something higher than ourselves. And so I don't know if anybody follows me, but faith is something that guides my life. It is my direction. It is my purpose in life. I talk about faith all the time, more in a biblical masculinity type sense, but I also talk in general as my faith really, really guides me, and I feel called to spread it. So it's something I definitely want to include in Cornerstone. And I think people need that, especially in today's society, where we're literally like our world is tipping towards hell or heaven, and we need to like kind of tip it more to heaven. I think we're at a time, and that's just really, really crucial. So that's my thought.
I appreciate that, and I know that, like, I know from conversations with you that's been a struggle on how do I broadcast that? How do I talk about that? Right. Well, this community is the perfect place to create a forum where you can discuss that with other individuals, other like-minded individuals, right? It's also a place. So while Jennifer is talking about being steadfast in faith, there's also individuals, and I'm not too proud to say it, there's also individuals that struggle with faith. That you go with the whole doubting Thomas thing, right? But it's true. Events happen in our world, events happen in our life, and sometimes those events kick us so hard in the throat that we're like, you know what? I just don't know if there is a God. And we start to question that faith. And Jennifer, you and I have had those conversations, right?
We sure have.
We have the ability, and we should have the ability to talk about those things, to open up, to be okay with discussing those subjects. They're not taboo. And this place opens that up, or that possibility.
It does. And we're also in a time where nobody likes to talk. Everything is offensive to everybody, right? But this is a place where we can have different opinions and enjoy talking about it. Like, we want people to have different opinions. I always give the example of my parents, not to bring any politics into the discussion, but my parents have been married for over 50 years. One of them is liberal, one of them is conservative. And there's never been a problem, because at the end of the day, their core values are the same, and because it's guided by God. And we have really, really interesting family conversations. And it's great. Like that's something simple that we don't have to be afraid to talk about the scary subjects.
Preach. Exactly. Like, and that's what I'm exactly right. Because you bring all of those different perspectives, those different angles, those different conversations, right? Pieces to the table. And pretty soon that conversation is going to go places you couldn't even imagine. And the end result may just be a light bulb moment where somebody goes, oh, now that makes sense. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm hungry for more. I want to know more. Where do I go? And Cornerstone is going to have the resources so that you can get the direction that you need, right? We're going to help you find the experts that can get you the answers that you're looking for.
Exactly.
That is exactly, that's what this is about.
Someone will always have the
answer. For sure. I'm excited, I'm excited because I know that you're going to be leading the faith one. And so I can't wait to tune into that because there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn just around that it's insane. And I
have a lot of ideas in creating some really good discussions. So I'm looking forward to it.
For sure. So as we continue, we're going back to the comments. We've got Jimmy says it's coming quick. Jesus Life. Hey, I hear you, Jimmy. Richard says this is so innovative, partnerships with which increase professional prestige in business. Exactly. There's that too. Speaking of that, we will be, I'll be leading a leadership forum and talking about just that. So Richard, make sure you get in there and tune in. Andrew says so true. Appreciate the support, Andrew. We really do. Jimmy, check out the Ron Fritz video on YouTube. Gonna write that down. Make sure that check that out. And opening up those hard questions in loving form will help heal many and find the way. Andrew, listen, Andrew, you're becoming one of my favorites. And Sam, I knew you're going to pop in here for this, and I absolutely love it. Sam says, I'm agnostic, but I enjoy discussions about religion because of faith. I'm not religious, but I'm extremely spiritual, and faith is what gets me through the lows. Sis,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yep. You want to take this one? Did you see Keith's pop up?
My contacts are really bad right now. You'll have to read it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So there are always
just being honest.
No, you're good. Hey, mine are too. That's why I'm wearing these, and you can totally see my light reflection right there. Like I like the halo. Right? Keeping it classy and professional.
Sorry.
So Michael, you real quick, hold on, Michael. I'm going to get you. Yes, you will be able to get the recording. Absolutely. If you're on LinkedIn, which it looks you are because I see the badge. Yes, you'll be able to replay the live. So replay it to your heart's content. If you need us to send you the link, DM us, and we will definitely get you the link to this for sure. Absolutely, 100%. And we'll get you an invite to Cornerstone. So yes. Keith says there'll always be more that binds us than divides us, as long as we come forward from a place of understanding and curiosity rather than judgment or fear. This is how I feel the Cornerstone community has really been about for me and for anyone wondering about the process. Healthy discourse produces positive results, understanding. My man,
that is perfect.
Right? And Keith, you're going to be leading one of those forums. So, well said. Brother, for those of you that if you don't know Keith, you need to get him on your roster right now. Mm-hmm. I know we've already dropped away the Warrior, but you definitely need to get him on your roster. He was a massive, massive part of the 30-day challenge. So thank you, Keith.
Yeah. We love you, Keith.
We do. Hey, touch on this, Jennifer. I love this. Michael says, fear not, trust in the Lord.
That's what faith is about. And that speaks to me today, actually, because I'm terrified. And I spent some time just talking to Jesus, talking to my Father. And there was a moment of clarity, a moment of peace, and a moment in which my fear actually turned to, I'm excited to figure this out. And one of the most important things about God is that he helps us find our purpose, and he helps us find calm and peace and drive and direction. And if we trust in him, there's no reason to be afraid. And That's a really great reminder because I'm in these waves of fear and being fine. And see, there you go. You helped me already, you know?
That's why I wanted you to read that, because that right there was a message in itself, right? And that I knew that it was going to resonate with you. Michael, thank you for dropping, especially at this time. It's crazy how things work out, right? The universe is like, boop.
Yep.
So,
yep.
By the way, Jennifer, I believe Steve Garrison says, need to get some daddy readers, Jennifer. They will really help. Right. So
I'm honestly so blind, and I have contacts, but my eyesight is so bad that I can't actually, if my eyes get any worse, I'm stuck in hard contacts. They don't even make soft contacts that fit my eyes anymore after this. It's crazy.
Steve, listen, those daddy readers, they match the gray silver stripe, the stripe that's happening. So I keep pushing them up. I can absolutely relate. Keith, hey, thank you for the holler back. We love you too. Keith is absolutely an amazing human being. Sam, he 100% is. And then Keith says right back to Sam, hey, Sam, you're one of a kind. Jimmy says, amen, Jen, give the fear to Jesus, right?
Thank you, Jimmy.
And when we talk about, right, we talked about one of the topics is going to be the inner critic, facing inner demons, things like that, right? And we've already established in so many conversations with so many different people, Jennifer, we've established that we understand that fear is human made, right? We program that in here to fear. Now, for those that are faith-based and believe, right, in Jesus and believe in God and believe in that, right? It takes it. There's an area right there, I believe, where it alleviates that fear, right? Others that maybe subscribe to a different faith or believe in something totally different can subscribe to an understanding that there is a power in self. There's a power with whatever, if you want to call it, in touch with the universe or whatever is going on with the inner you, where you can tap into that and go, you know what? Not today. Not today. I make the call. I bend life to my will. I will make the decision to not fear. I will make the decision to, right, fight versus flight. I'm standing my ground and we're going to battle.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and actually I wrote a post on this today about Jesus and how he experienced fear as well, and fear and dread and agony and pain. We all know that he experienced pain, but he was actually scared. Like, he was terrified and actually was tempted to throw away his purpose for a short minute. So even he experienced, a lot of the things that I will do in the faith thing. You don't have to believe the same things that I do in order to get something from that. I talk a lot about Bible stories and the psychological and intellectual lessons we can learn from those. And that's kind of my take on that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. 100%. And I cannot wait. And I've learned that from you in having those discussions with you, right? As I've talked about my faith with you. So I encourage everyone to definitely, obviously, when that forum's created, that's interested in that, to join. So I'm going to kind of wind things down here, right? And I love the side conversation that's going on. Sam, I'm so glad that Keith is going to be on your show, because that is one powerful brother. And then AJ, faith overcomes fear. Fear, there is nothing that God and Jesus cannot handle. For those that believe, you're absolutely 100%. Wyatt, fear contains our courage. It binds it up, right? Wyatt, I absolutely love that.
That's really good.
Fear, boom, release the chains and bring it on. Let's go to battle.
That's
baby.
So good.
Oh man, I'm so pumped up. It's like 15 minutes till my bedtime, y'all, and I'm jacked. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, you're the old man who goes to bed at 8:00.
Not cool.
Sorry.
You're all right. Okay, so one of the things what we wanted to really, as we kind of wind this down, right? Presenting a unified front, how Cornerstone can help us better at work, at home, and showing up right for each other, but specifically our families. So each of us are pretty family based. Jennifer is, myself, We spend time with the family. We take time with our families. We support our families. Those come first and foremost. And that is extremely hard to do in today's day and age. There's so many things that are pulling us in different directions. Jennifer, touch on what's a day look like for you?
Oh gosh, my days. Well, I live alone with my 3 children, and so my day is, getting the teenagers, making sure they're awake to get ready for school, getting my little one. It's a little bit. I would say he's the happiest one in the household all the time. He requires a little bit more care because he has medical needs and such. Get him off to school, and then my work hours are 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and then I cut it off and I'm momming around all day, for the rest of the night. And I don't get in bed till 10, and then I do more work.
Yeah. Right. And I have a similar setup, right? The family, right? The kids are kids are in sports, right? So we're going to games. We've got practices to run to. We've got a 9-month-old who's like super excited and happy one time, and then she's super not, right? And so
Right.
it's all now, plus navigating a 9 to 5. And so taking all of those things, that can be an absolute, and we've talked about this, that can be an absolute recipe for utter disaster if the mindset's not right. So the Cornerstone community, we want to have a place for people to be able to congregate and get set up right for their families. You might be struggling with something at home. Have people here that can support you. You might have something that you struggled with at work that you need to get off your chest before you go home. Or it's affecting the other way, right? So we want to make sure that that you have a place where you can do these things. And that's basically Cornerstone in a nutshell.
It is. Yeah, I mean, something that people don't like to talk about these issues sometimes because everyone tries to be a really strong person, and we are really strong people. But even the most successful, the most genius, the most famous, all struggle. You can be the highest level of whatever your specialty is. You struggle, I promise you. And that's what this place is for. It's to help you level up, be okay, and get feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you that just joined in or commenting, like, hey, thank you for being here. I see I arrived late. This is a great conversation. Andrew says, I think the forum provide a great space for testimony. Strong faith and belief usually comes from a broken heart or through extreme pain, and often place of desperation. Hey, testimony forum. I love that.
Yeah.
You're on to something, Andrew. Love that.
I love it.
And then after serving in ministry for 8 years, I'm still a failed husband and a struggling dad. See, that right there hits here. It really does.
Yeah.
Because like it's that continuous struggle. It is. You're human, man. Like we get that. And so, and I like it takes a lot, Andrew, to open up and say that. Like I'm serving in ministry for 8 years, but I'm still struggling as a husband and as a father. Right?
That's real.
This is Michael Melidi. I think my profile is sorry I arrived late, but what a great conversation. Welcome,
Thank you.
Michael. Glad you're here, dude. Glad you're here. So once again, for those of you that are just joining, we're recapping the purpose of Cornerstone going public. It is a community for you to join. It will be subscription based. It'll be $19.99 per month. That's less than $30 a day, or $30. That's less than $1. It is actually less than $30 a day. Woo! It is less than $1.
Definitely less than that.
$1 a day. Oh man, I totally wish I could edit that out. I can't.
No,
So
it'll be there forever.
Yeah, y'all enjoy that one. Feel like you rewind and replay. What did that guy say? But when people ask once again, okay, you're funding this, got it. What are we doing? Well, the idea is to continue to grow the community, right? We want to do in-person. We want to do networking events. We want to provide you with personal tools that you can do, whether it's online-based learning, whether it's classes, whether it's curriculum that we can get created to help you. So once again, the community is about you. Jennifer stated at the beginning of this call, what did you say? We're going to do what together?
Build better together.
Boom. Build better together.
That's it.
Yeah. And that is exactly what this is about. So as this shuts down, first of all, from the bottom of my heart, like, I can't begin to say thank you enough for showing up tonight and being a part of this and for commenting.
I feel it in my heart. Like, thank you all so much.
Right?
I'm so excited to get this started.
It's going to be, oh man, it's going to be so good. So what we're going to do, Mr. Medina, thank you for joining. Glad that you were here, sir. Summer says, let's grow here now. Look around this chat, connect and follow. Absolutely, Summer. Yes.
Yes.
There's so much greatness here. There's so many good people here. So many good people. I absolutely love that. Absolutely. Y'all need each other on everybody's roster. But so in the next, what we're going to do, here's how this goes. As the week goes through, I'm going to be actually continuing. Cornerstone is already built, but I've got to switch that obviously to subscription based. Then on LinkedIn, you will see underneath my page and Jennifer's page, there's a group called Cornerstone. If you happen to, or I may be commenting, or Cornerstone may be commenting on one of your posts or your pages, you will see a link. If you click on Cornerstone, there will be a link in that Cornerstone page that you can click on that will take you directly to the Mighty Network, where you can subscribe and become part of the community. And additionally, we will be sending out personal requests and invites to you saying, hey, come join us for $19.99 a month. You can have an amazing network of warriors ready to kick ass right beside you, ready to grow right beside you. And Jennifer and I, we're going to be with you shoulder to shoulder every step of the way.
Every day.
Yep, every day. John, my man, it's great working, my friend. This is great engagement. Thank you so very much. So very excited that you are here. And I love the audience as well. Well, as we close this out, Jennifer, any final thoughts?
I just really look forward to all of us coming together in this collective that I have seen for a while to create something really special. Everything we've talked about, providing value to each other, feedback, support, helping each other with business, helping each other with fitness, with parenting, with our families, with our inner struggles, our imposter syndrome, having a system of support. I'm just really, really excited to share and to build with you guys and to get to know all of you really personally.
100%. I couldn't have said that any better, even if I tried. I couldn't. Like, that sums it up right there. So, want to say this, everybody, thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for taking the time to tune in, and do us a favor. When you log off here, go and thank your families. Thank your families for allowing you to take the time to be away from them to do this, right? Because I'm going to go upstairs and do the same, because I got a little kid upstairs hollering, right? So go take the time to thank those that allowed you to be here for this, because we're thanking them. We're sure as hell glad that you showed up and that you're here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you all so much.
So from us to you, much love and good night. And be on the lookout for that link in the Cornerstone page, and we will be sending you those personalized invites. If you don't want to wait and you're interested, you know how to get hold of Jennifer in the DMs, and you know how to get hold of me in the DMs. Get a hold of us, and we will make this happen for you.
Absolutely. We cannot wait.
Cannot wait. Okay. Hey, love you all. And once again, thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to call it a night.
See you soon.
See you guys.